Welcome back to Take Two, presented by LeftRightPolitics.com, a discussion of the times and current events. I'm joined as always by Adam Matlack and Mike Pomerantz. Here's today's question. Do the protests that we've seen over the last couple of weeks indicate a real desire for immeasurable change?
Okay. In a way, and this is sort of the best part of what we do. Okay. So in a way, I can understand if people hear that question and they're like, what? How could you? You can't say that. Okay. That's not how you get to common ground. That's not how you find out where on the Venn diagram there's an overlap. All right. My answer is yes. I take people in these protests at face value. I don't, and we talked about it, I don't have any stomach for violence. I don't have an interest in causing property damage. But when we talk about systemic racism ingrained in the history of this country from the moment of its founding and continuing up until the present day, I do believe that the people protesting want change. That being said, I am also ready to hear and discuss, not just shout at each other, but discuss the other point of view where, as we've been talking about, maybe there's something more here. So let me hear that.
Okay, you want measured change. And I'm sitting there and I'm going to try to be somebody who's like, I am sick of this. I'm sick of cops murdering people. And to be very, very clear, I am incredibly sick of this. I have been talking about this for years. The assault and the militarization of our country's police has gotten out of hand all the way. And I'm talking 25 years ago. Okay. This is not something new. This is not something new where the government overreach, the ATF, the FBI, local PD. You can endlessly go down a list of people and kids and mothers and fathers, sadly, that the government has murdered. And nothing done about it. And the idea that, are they out there for measured change? They want a real change to be happening. They want it to happen, and they're going to let their voices be heard. No, they don't. Because if they were, this would be way more coordinated. Look, if you want to be serious, like I have an 11-year-old, right? And when he's planning something, when he wants something to actually change, he like takes it to a whole new level. He's like, I'm going to put on my shoes. I'm going to write down a list. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to ask questions. I'm going to do all these things. That's not what's happening. What's happening are these outlandish protests that are acting as if like, oh, you know who's watching? CNN. You know who's watching? Other people at home. You know who's watching? People on social media. Who are they talking to? Who are they trying to convince? You want to send messages? You want to send messages? You need to send them to the right people, not to your friends on Facebook and not to somebody on Twitter. If I was supposed to take these people seriously, the people who are protesting for change, they would need to do things and target the right people. They're not. They're not targeting the right people. They're not. I don't take somebody serious unless they take themselves serious. And when they stand out there and hold up signs and take pictures and have their friends take pictures of themselves and change profile pictures, they're not taking themselves seriously. They're not sending the message to anybody but their friend who just took the picture of it, who are out there selling themselves. So you want to be serious, you want measured change, talk to the right people. Those are the people who are in power in this country, and they're not looking at your social media.
Well, the magnitude of what we've seen over the past few weeks, I think, tells a different story because it's so big that it can't be ignored. In addition, as much as I don't like the property damage or the violence, especially the violence carried out by the police, it does draw more attention. Certainly, if you could make a targeted message that was a surgical strike, that would be an option. But for many people, I think because of access, they're more inclined to go with the biggest bang they can and get attention that way. In other words, cast a wide net, like everybody's going to be talking about this, John. And then everybody also includes the people who hold their hands on the levers of power. Look, we got this celebrity culture. We got this reality TV motherfucker of a president. And it is in a way a value of society to turn yourself into your own little celebrity, and you can have the accolades and the attention and the approval and the lifestyle and all this other bullshit that doesn't mean anything, but people want it. And I am not going to pee on their parade if they are going to add themselves to the number of folks who want real change. They don't have the intellectual interest or curiosity to understand the kinds of conversations and inquiries into which you and I delve on a regular basis. And my position on that is it's okay. It's okay. So long as you're getting to the right place in the end. Look, I am not going to say that there's generals and soldiers and we need as many soldiers as we can. But my gosh, if somebody who cares more about their nails or cares more about their high tops or cares more about their iPhone ends up being part of the change that I want. So they make a small donation or they participate in a demonstration or they vote, then that will help bring about the changes that the more the people who have more ability to focus on this can then engineer into some positive change. But I mean, I agree. People want to be celebrities. And this is a moment when all the TV cameras are watching. It's not just Instagram, it's CNN, like you said, it's Fox News. Everybody wants to get themselves on TV. In Philadelphia, they were busting into the piano store and jamming out on the pianos while the riots were going on. That was a guy who wanted to be on TV. That was like a viral moment that they were hoping to have. And that's not helping anybody. I agree. I agree. But if you're going to join my movement, I don't need you to be 100,000 million% in. I just need you to care for real. And if you don't care for real, and we can argue about what's authentic and what's real, but if you really are just doing it for the image, we don't want you. And I think most people it goes beyond that. But I hear what you're saying. I can't
What
completely.
movement? What movement? Look, I log into Roku and I see a black screen that says Black Lives Matter. Amazon supports Black Lives Matter. What? Oh man! Oh man! Oh, thank goodness that I'm watching the Amazon TV and not some other provider that didn't put a black screen up here. It's not going to do a single thing. Look, I want measured change. I want measurable change. That means I can define it. Look, systemic racism is a very interesting thing. And you say that we've been defined by this. That's fine, but let's call it exactly what it is. Point out the racist person. Point out the racist laws. Change them. Actually target them. This massive amount of just indirect ambiguity. Oh, like, oh, it's bad. We need change. This is not going to get us anywhere. The Ferguson stuff, literally 4 years ago, going all the way back, you can literally see there was riots, there was protests, nothing changed. Nothing changed. And the reason why is because this requires far more. If you want to measure change, there has to be an intellectual shift. There has to be an open, it can't be a mob of apathetic or confused people who don't really understand what's going on. It has to be a mob of people who actually understand the problems. And if the problems are spouted as systemic racism and unfair treatment and we demand change and don't explain the change, don't define what's actually the problem, you're not going to change a single thing. And if you don't care enough to understand that, then you don't actually want change.
All right, that's all the time we have today. Thank you both for your thoughts. If you enjoyed our discussion, be sure to like and subscribe below, and we'd love to hear from you in the comments section. Thanks again, and we hope you join us for the next edition of Take Two, presented by LeftRightPolitics.com.